welcome to section C, exercise 23, where we're going to continue with metaphor and simile, the literary devices that we can use to get some ideas for paintings. What I'm going to do this time, I'm going to apply that to the still life, and the quote that I've chosen is from Virginia Woolf, referring to books, and I think a still life of books will be a really good one to do. And what she says is, books are the mirrors of the soul. I was looking around as to which books that I could use, and I noticed my huge pile of sketchbooks, and I thought, well, if there's anything that's a window on the soul in a book, an artist's sketchbook is way up there. So I've picked some out, some of the more battered ones, more colourful ones, and I've arranged them, and on top I've just laid a symbolic pencil. As even though they are windows on the soul, I'm still the one that puts the information in there. The statement, the communication, books are the windows of the soul, and as I've just said, sketchbooks are where artists can pour out their soul, and the exploration I'm going to be doing is a little bit on composition and perspective. There's going to be a lot of lines, so line, perspective, composition in this one. There's going to be lots of lines with those books. I am going to be painting, but there is a lot of construction going on with this one. So that's one of the fundamentals I'm going to be exploring. And the subject, as I've said, is this pile of books. So let's write that all down on the planning sheet. Exercise 23 planning sheet. What I'm going to do, the metaphor is going to be books are the mirrors of the soul. Virginia Woolf. And the statement, what am I actually saying, what am I exploring? So I'm trying to communicate that in my case, it's the artist's sketchbook. Mirrors an artist's soul. And the exploration, it's going to be perspective, line, and composition. The subject, a pile of sketchbooks. On a white unit, and a pencil balancing on top. Now, for me, it's the pencil balancing on top that's going to be the bit that says more about the communication in this. If it was just a pile of sketchbooks, it's just a pile of sketchbooks. But I've just balanced a pencil on the edge, and that's saying that these have been, the pencils somehow related to these books. This method of recording is somehow linked to these books. That's what I'm trying to put into this painting. So yeah, just adding that extra little object into there has added a different slant on the whole painting. So I've got my sheet sorted. The actual composition, I've got it in front of me. I've sort of set it out, and what you can see from this little bit here is if I go up slightly or down slightly, my view of these books changes. So what I'm going to have to do is, as I'm painting, I'm going to have to keep my head level pretty similar, otherwise all my lines of angles are going to change. So my composition is over there, got my painting easel in front of me. I'm going to do this landscape. I think the books lying down in the landscape would be better. I haven't decided whether I'm going to put the books to one side or the other, or right in the middle yet. I might have them slightly off to one side so that the pencil is on one of the third lines. Right, that's me sorted. I'm not going to sketch it out. Yes, I am going to sketch it out, but not on a separate page. I'll just do little sketches down here just to see what side I want that composition on. So I'll get started on that, and I'll see you in a bit. And here we have the finished painting for exercise 23. I was pleased how it worked out. Really simple. I like the colours. Really concentrated on line and perspective, trying to get it to look like the pile of books that was in front of me. As I was painting it and thinking about the quote, the Virginia Woolf quote, it really started to make sense that you really do pour quite a lot of yourself into sketchbooks and things like that. So it was quite an apt one to do. Pleased I did that. The one thing I want to point out at this point in the course is all the exercises that I'm doing examples of are the first example that I've done. I've looked back on the ones I've done so far, and I think some of them are more successful than others. I've kept them in on purpose because it would be unfair to just keep repeating each exercise until I get one that I'm really, really happy with and to show you that one, because that's not reality. Sometimes the really good ideas sort of fall a bit flat and get a bit messed up in your execution, which is what has happened on a few of these. I've been like, oh, yeah, it's okay. And then others where you think, actually, that's, you know, quite a simple idea. I'll do it. And you're pleased with the results. I can't put my finger on it. Just that's how it seems to be. When you do your paintings, you'll get some that really hit the mark and then some that don't. But I wanted to leave all of them in. I am proud of them all because they all have something to say. They all have a message. and they may actually mean something to someone else. So I don't want to take that communication away. It's just that day to day as an artist, not every single one is going to be an absolute masterpiece. There are artists that only show the good ones, but I wouldn't be doing a good job showing you a process if I don't show the downs of the process as well as the ups. So if you do some of these exercises and you think, oh, I'm not quite happy with that, don't worry about it. It happens. That's all part of it. Just keep on going, and a lot of them will turn out absolutely spot on, just how you want them. Right, so the next one is going to be exercise 24. I'm going to do metaphor and simile again with a landscape. I'll see you then. Bye.